Not everyone should be able to speak anything into your life. You just learn how to say thank you. Thank you very much for your comment. There's really no conversation after that. Hey y'all, it's your girl Dr. Nina, and I wanted to have a real conversation with y'all today. We all have things we want to achieve, right? But I know the thought of reaching those goals or trying for them can be overwhelming. But never think that what you want is not worth having or trying for. And this is coming from me, an adopted kid from a single parent home raised in St. Louis, Missouri and Memphis, Tennessee. I had very little money growing up, but had big dreams of surpassing what I thought I could be or what anyone thought. So you've got this. There's still a lot that I want to achieve, but I've been able to do and live the life that I want from top to bottom, from career to personal and professional life, and also just building and continuing to fail, but to also continuing to triumph in areas that I desire. And I want to share how I do that consistently with you, even when people ain't there cheering you on. So today is all about how to manifest your dreams and how to make your goals a reality. These are realistic and not wishy tips on how to get all that you want from this life. But also, if you enjoy this kind of content, click like on this video. And also let me know what your dreams are that you aspire to and how I can help in that journey with my video topics and information. The engagement is needed so I know which direction to go. And all items I mentioned can be found down below. Let's go. I had to learn to stop allowing people to trigger me out of what I wanted for my life. Y'all, we are triggered people, and that's quite natural actually. Many people operate off of their own fears and past traumas, their own failures, and sometimes their own fakeness. You see, a lot of us don't dedicate time to learning how we are. How do we do life? I've had to learn how to be my own advocate and show better than I can tell. I stopped sharing all my dreams with everyone because sometimes they didn't have the ability to dream larger than where they were. I'm not saying that that makes them better or worse than me. What I'm saying is sometimes we are putting things on people that they may not be ready to handle. My name in my sorority was Miss Perseverance. I think that says it all. I can take a lot of things without giving up. I'm persistent. I'm dedicated. So a lot of my dreams and goals will be heavy on the shoulders of others. So sharing them might be scary for them, which in turn can make them feel that I can't achieve those things. And I noticed that this would creep up with every new endeavor or new thing that I was going after in life. Click like if you can relate. People will often share all the scary and risky thoughts of everything, especially in their own lives, but never how you fit in and how that works in your own journey. I try not to ever make a decision that I can't live with on my own permanently. I've even had to think about that with my new journey of child rearing and now becoming a mother in the next few months. I realized that I can't share that with everyone, and mainly because of some of the traumatizing experiences they've had or some of the advice they've listened to. I can only go by what I have thus far and what's going to happen and what I can plan for. But the rest is in the wash, baby. I have to use what I got to get to where I want to go. I had to learn to push myself to dream bigger. Thinking about the future can be scary, but in my case, I learned that I couldn't limit myself to what seemed the most practical for life. Think outside the box. I remember being so distracted by other people telling me what I couldn't do, what I couldn't be, and I would get stuck. Yeah, the motivated Dr. Nina has been stuck before. Being adopted in a single parent home, quirky and different, often made this even harder. One of my closest friends, Kelly, reminds me of how in high school, I had a counselor who actually said to me, I wouldn't amount to much at all. I'm not making this up, y'all. I was a bit of a character in class. Rapped, sang, played piano, viola, violin, and cello. I was a performer. I spoke with perfect timing, so I was silly and funny. And there was a time that I had to acknowledge that a lot of those things were my strong points. I learned that a lot of people will actually put down what your dreams are because they too have fallen victim to that and they chose to give up. I purposely leaned into my differences, even at a time that was not popular. Even years ago when I came to YouTube. At the time, I was also going through the journey of becoming Dr. Nina. I was from more humble beginnings and I didn't have as much as a lot of people in my doctoral program had. I taught myself how to study and how to accomplish my career, and it couldn't be done the way that everyone else was doing it. I saw myself beyond where I thought I could go, and I tricked myself into believing it. The way I did it was writing down just the little things I was doing to get there. As I checked those things off, I was becoming more powerful. I was becoming more settled in who I was and depending on those old talents to reignite the fuel in me to be the best I could be. Always remember that the future is yours to create and no one else's. Even if you have a family you come from and there's been a long line of people that have not held up to their end of the bargain and done the things that they wanted to do. That doesn't mean it has to be the same for you. You just have to think of yourself differently and think of where you want to go. That doesn't involve putting other people down for what they have not accomplished, but it does not have to change what you want to get, and you can go after it. And that pushes me to visualizing your goals. Turning dreams into realities is very hard, y'all. I'm not huge on vision boards, but I am big on reminder boards, and that does help you to keep focused when times get hard. These help to motivate and inspire while you keep achieving. The great thing is that you can change them how you need to while you're on your path and keep all the positive effects. What I mean here is it's inevitable that things will change. What you want today might not be what you want in 3 years, but that's why it's important to keep track of those things so that you're also aware of how things have changed, how your interests have changed, how your circles have changed, how people around you have changed. What are you doing differently, and what has put you in a new phase of life that allows you to think more abundantly or to think about what it is you do want for your life? I urge you to not feel bad for changing the direction or taking a detour to where you want to go. And that's where these reminder boards can come in handy, boo. Let me show you a quick example. Y'all, this is my very own form that I came up with that helps things be simpler for me. So it goes by deadline, important, not really, and have a time. So basically with deadline, you're writing down things that you know have a hard set date. With important, that's going to be more things that outlook a little bit after the deadlines. And then not really are things literally that you're dreaming of doing, you want to do, but they're not pressing right now. Have a time is things you might have a general time for and you really want to get done, but they're definitely on your mind for the future, so you don't forget them. Y'all, I have a link for this down below for you to download for free. I've learned to combat my insecurities by learning things that can shape my future. This helps to boost self-esteem and learn purpose outside of other people. Whether it's learning how to play an instrument, taking a cooking class, learning photography, all of these things can be exciting, fun, and exhilarating, and also help to shape your life further. While I've learned so hard to develop myself as a licensed clinical professional, a full professor at a young age, I've also learned to enhance myself as a creative and also someone who takes great pride in self-care. And that's why I'm so happy that there are places where you can learn to develop yourself even further. And for me lately, I've learned so much from Skillshare, and they're the sponsor of today's video. Now, y'all might know Skillshare for classes in photography, film and video editing, and even illustration. But Skillshare has classes on a wide variety of topics, including graphic design, creative writing, animation, fine art, music and music production, productivity, web development, crafts, and even more. Looking for ways to level up your career or start a new side hustle? They even have classes in freelancing, entrepreneurship, marketing, social media, UI, UX, productivity, and more. Over there, you learn by doing while receiving inspiration and feedback from like-minded creators. Thinking about the future can be so intimidating, but we can start small in order to combat that. Maybe your goal is to start building a personal brand style. Skillshare teachers take us step by step. I know many of you are looking for ways to enhance your life skills, your career, and other things. I am loving the course, Revolutionary Self-Care, Embrace, Nurture, and Grow Your Authentic Self. This is by Shadera Egeru. She explores everything from how to hear your authentic voice, not falling victim to other people's fears, and not feeling guilt from nurturing and investing in yourself. But y'all know I got you. The first 1,000 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Yes, 1 full month. Go ahead and click the link in the description. You are going to be so happy you did. It's also important to take breaks and give yourself grace. Y'all, I am the #1 person to be super hard on myself, so I'm talking to myself too. Grinding is beautiful and all, but sometimes we get lost in the sauce. I don't care your age. Sometimes there's just so much pressure to know exactly what you will be and do. But let me tell you, you'll never be too old to be what you might have been, and you'll never be too young to envision where you want to go. If you are feeling exhausted and trying to reach your goals, take a break. Don't let yourself burn out. For example, with my lifelong fitness journey, I have really had to take some downtime. Some weekends where I don't focus so much on food or strenuous workouts. It gave me rest, more choices in food, and it also showed me that I had self-control. That if I did open the doors a bit more, I was still more educated in what I could eat, how I could exercise, and still maintain not only my weight, but my sanity. I had to learn to really stop comparing myself to others, and a lot of times we don't know that we're doing it, but we do. I'm a late bloomer, so I've watched a lot of people reach many of their goals before I did. I had to realize that it's natural to compare yourself, but you can't get stuck there. Your journey is yours. I remind myself that delayed is not denied, and I pray when I get weak. And I've also learned to live as if what I want is so. And I've heard this said before: trade negative self-talk for positive affirmations and replace envy with gratitude. And I realized that a lot of people will discourage you because they have a lot of unmet needs in their own lives. For example, before meeting and marrying my husband, I was in everybody's wedding, honey, and I was happy doing so. So I can remember a married person telling me, always a bridesmaid and never a bride. Dang. Right? I realized that I wasn't the one sad about this and my life was actually fulfilling. Turns out that the person that said it was married and very unhappy. So be careful who you let speak into your life and over your situation. The truth of the matter is, a lot of things that you achieve or get in life that people might have never thought that you would, they're ready to switch the goalpost as soon as you get it. So here it is. You succeed at being single and happy on your own, nourishing your career and your household on your own. And then people have something to say about when you're going to get married, when you're going to have a kid. If you do have those things already, they might say, when you're gonna have the next kid. If you do land that dream job, when you gonna get a promotion. I tell y'all, it never ever ends. And even with my journey with fertility that I told y'all about that started with IVF and we ended up conceiving naturally, glory be to God. I tell you, people even had something to say about my age of conception, but yet they also still have the question of when are you gonna have the next one? So which is it? Am I too old to have a kid or should I have another one? The thing is, you have to be more concerned with you. Also, I've learned to say thank you. Thank you so much for your input. That's it. Usually they have nothing left to say. So here's some quick affirmations for those times too. I will commit to reminding myself of all the time it has all worked out in my favor in the end. If it hasn't worked out yet, it's not the end. Repeat that 2 times. I take ownership in getting the clarity on the life I want and the future I see for myself. Celebrating even those small wins will give you the self-esteem boost that you need and help you through your next challenges. A powerful tool I use is listing. I stay organized through listing to see my goals. Keeping track of everything you want to accomplish is not an easy task, and making a typical to-do list can help to streamline all of that. But a big, medium, and small list simplifies that even further. I outline one list of what I need to finish. I organize those tasks into the buckets, big, medium, and small. This helps me know how to prioritize my projects and to manage my time in an effective and intentional way. I actually linked a free goal sheet for you down below, and it has worked amazingly for me. And some people also use something called scripting or scripting manifestation. It's basically where you write down the things that you want in the present or even the past as if they have already occurred. I had to learn to stop being swept away by all my setbacks. Curveballs are going to come in life no matter how much or how hard you plan. That's all. That's it. It can be a bad day or a rejection from certain opportunities that you thought would work out. It's happened to me a million times. But the more I practice not giving up in those times, it prepares me for even harder situations. And this also helps for weaknesses to become strengths because you start to work on the things that you see as perhaps a little bit more difficult or even problematic in your goal setting so that you're able to refine the skills that you have and push not harder, but smarter. They foster learning, a sense of self, and growing. And they have also helped me to become more grateful for those times because I can pull from those experiences. It's not a setback, but a set up for what's best for you. And I'll give you an example. Y'all, I had to take board exams twice because I failed them the first time royally, an almost $1,000 test. Mainly because that first time I was psyching myself out. I listened to everything everybody else had to say. And not that that's not valuable information, but sometimes it does not apply. And so we become overwhelmed with other people's situations or what they've gone through that we don't even see the opportunities that we have for ourselves. I was so consumed by not doing well that I couldn't focus on what I was doing that was helping me. 2 months later, I turned around and aced that test by over 100 points more nearly. I had to realize that my time wasn't that time I took it before, but this time I had a different mindset. I had prepared myself and I had allowed my weaknesses to become strengths. I've had to learn to make use of any community that I have. Your dreams are absolutely for you, but you do not have to push for them alone. Even if it's not many people, you don't need a whole audience. Don't be afraid to ask for advice either, or speak up when you feel like you've been supportive of others and don't necessarily have their support. Sometimes people don't know how to support you. And let me remind you, even if they're hard to find, there are truly people who will love you and want to see you succeed. So y'all, I hope today's video has been beneficial and that you have been able to learn a lot from my own experiences, my own failures and difficulties, but realize that your own journey is your own. Be enlightened and be encouraged that you have what it takes to make it through, what it is you're seeking to do. I am going to make sure I send out the prayers and the good vibes to you so that you too can live the dreams and the life that you would like. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.